Hello and welcome back, everybody. DL here, and brand information has finally been announced. And oh boy, stuff is I told you that stuff would happen, and here we go. Actually, so Gala Dragalia REMIX. That's a thing. Yay. So. Yeah, we now have a Gala Dragalia REMIX, and we'll still also have a Summer Patia and Summer Mikoto. They will be in the next Summon Showcase, so then therefore they're not limited, so that's always great. So then, this event will only last 3 days, and let's start to go over what these new units do. So, before we go any further, just if you have enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, feel free to like it. Links are down below. And feel free to join Discord as well, where we have a fun little group going on. So, that's always great. So, anyway, let's now jump into it. So, Summer Patia, Shadow Axe. We saw this coming. She is an attack unit. S1, shadow damage to nearby enemies and reduce defense by 5% for 10 seconds. Cool. S2, shadow damage in line and inflicts poison. So, and this one is also shareable with 7. So, this is probably going to be a beefy one. Same collabs as Kuron, actually, with the defense and below 40% HP equals strength. That's always cool. And here's where she gets a little fun. So Sparrow Spiker 2. Trying to say that 5 times fast. Increases defense by 5%, cool, and grants the user a unique force strike that has 3 charge levels. A movement is possible, so kind of like Gala, Hunter Saris in that case. Using Spiral Splash, which is the S1 right here. So after using the S1, grants to the user Seaside Spirit. When this effect is active, the user's next force strike will inflict poison. This effect cannot stack and will be consumed on use. So apparently only one Seaside Spirit. Your next force strike will poison, and you can charge that up to 3 times in general. And you can also move around. It will inflict poison. So apparently using S1 into a force strike, then the S2, that'd be a good way at how to get some poisons off really quick. Full paralysis res, and poison edge and anti-poison equals strength 2. So increases chances of inflicting poison by 60% when the user's HP is 50% or above. And increases the user's strength by 15% for 10 seconds every time the user tries to inflict poison on a foe, and the affliction is resisted. So after activating, this ability will not activate again for 5 seconds. So this is interesting. So pretty much she has 2 modes. All right, she has poison. She has poison mode, in which she needs to be when she needs to be above 50% HP. Then she has full-blown strength buff mode, in which will happen whenever the affliction is resisted and when she is below 40% HP. That's interesting. She can operate in 2 different ways, it looks like, and I don't know. I feel like when it comes to her poison mode, she can be used as an offensive Delphi. That's what I feel like, or just a Nat 5-star Vice. That's what I think, at least. But she is definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. I will leave it at that. So now we move on to Summer Mikoto, which is a light bow, in which they actually revealed his bow from the event itself. Attack unit, so he will be doing damage. So Radiant Bolt, shareable with a 7 cost. Light damage to target nearby enemies and inflicts paralysis. Nice. And the second part here, this ties into his ability. Alright, so when the user has illuminating sunlight and celestial wavelight effects, the sun and sea, which is in short for sunlight and wavelight ability, will make the skill deal more damage and deal extra damage to paralyzed foes. So pretty much it will deal more damage and have a paralysis punisher, but I don't know if it will still have the inflict paralysis on top of that. I'm assuming yes. For now. If it's not that way, then he got a mini shaft right there. So now his S2, I'm not even going to pronounce that first bit, but call. So increases use from it by 20% for 30 seconds. That in and of itself is pretty nice. So then obviously, with the Sun and Sea ability active, it will make the skill also increase the user's crit rate by 20% for 30 seconds, and add 15% to the modifier applied to critical damage for 30 seconds as well. 30 seconds is a long time, actually, for some fights. So pretty much getting crit rate, crit damage, and strength for 30 seconds, that's actually nuts right there. That's nuts. Then from here we have skill haste, then paralysis equals user shadow res. Okay, so here is where the Sea and Sun abilities come into play. So increases defense by 5%, so grants the user a unique force strike, and grants the user the sunlight effect for 12 seconds at the start of quests. Using a force strike when the user has a sunlight effect grants the user the illuminating sunlight effect, which will not stack. So then pretty much for the first 12 seconds, you want to force strike, that way you get the illuminating sunlight, and well, it looks like it will not run out as well, so that's nice. So after sunlight ends, the user will be granted wavelight effect for 12 seconds. But honestly, a force strike will then give you the wavelight effect, which will not stack as well. So pretty much you can only have sunlight and wavelight one time each. After wavelight ends, the user will be granted the sunlight effect for 12 seconds again. So pretty much sunlight and wavelight, they will always be rotating every 12 seconds. So while you do need to time your force strikes, that way you can get the unique buff before it switches to the next buff. So if the user has both illuminating sunlight and wavelight effects, Radiant Bolt and the Call skills will be powered up. Using either powered up skill will consume both effects. Sunlight and wavelight are not extended by buff time abilities. Okay, so pretty much you must choose which skill will get powered up. How I feel, power up S2 first for the 30 seconds, then after the powered up Radiant Bolt for when they're already in overdrive and where you can paralyze them in overdrive and they can keep that. That's what I would say, at least. Then I'll say as curse res, then increases crit rate by 20% and adds 50% to critical damage applied to paralyzed enemies. That is nuts right there, right? So pretty much with a powered up S2 against a paralyzed foe, you're having a total of 40% crit rate and 30% critical damage. Then still also a 20% strength. That is actually pretty nuts. Mikoto, I feel like he can be very good, but he just has to be played very carefully, right? Right? He has to be played carefully, but I feel like he can potentially be the best light unit in the game. Like, seriously, I feel like he can do it. But we'll wait for the DPS sim to update, then we'll take it from there. And also, because this is a remix, Now old units are getting featured. So that means right here, Gala Clio will be featured. If you do not know who Gala Clio is, look at my dark tier list video. I placed Gala Clio as best dark unit because of the versatility she has. She can be used on pretty much any damn team. She is a monster, alright? She held the #1 DPS in Dragalia Lost for about 8 months before she was overtaken by Galax. She was the queen of Dragalia for such a long time, and she's still very good, and she's only a support unit. If you do not have Gala Clio, that alone says summon on this banner, alright? Of course, it is your currency. You're more than welcome to do whatever you want with it, but I'm just saying this. If you do not own Gala Clio, this is probably the best time to pick her up. Alright? I will not go over what she does in depth, but very quick. S1, 3 phases. It's 3 hits, 4 hits, then 5 hits. Based off of like number of enemies or something. And with her first ability, after she uses her first skill, she's then given a unique force strike that can create a buff zone that increases the strength of 25% of all adventurers inside of it. S2 decreases defense by 10%. Phase 2 becomes 5% strength as well, and Phase 3 adds HP recovery. That's nuts. Then also, she can be blinded or paralyzed, and 100% skill prep. And also, skill damage as well. She is absolutely nuts, alright? So once again, if you do not own her, I highly recommend you summon, alright? I highly recommend it. Because they're dropping her now, she will more likely not be on rate up for a long time. This is your best chance to pick her up. And also, we have Gala Mars refeatured. He's already back, which I'm surprised at. Alright, Mars is the best fire dragon in the game. So, even more reason to summon if you do not own him. But however, you can get by with Sakuya. It's just that meta rooms are assholes and pretty much like Mars the best. So, in pubs at least. For friends, we don't care, but for pubs, yeah, they care a lot for some reason. But, however, in case if you don't know what he does, allow me to tell you. Alright, so, increases strength by 70%, and increases strength by additional 20% when HP is 50% or above for Flame. Very nice. And also, for Flame, fills 100% of skill gauges when user's shapeshift is undone. This is nuts. And also, the skill, it deals flame damage and increases user strength by 20% for 20 seconds. And also, you can use it up to twice per one shapeshift. He is meant to absolutely stack damage, alright? He is meant to make sure that once you get out of shapeshift, you are nuking. He is amazing when timing for break. He is amazing. He's a very good unit, and I did a Dragon Claws Ayuden video where I use Ayuden and Mars because Mars just ties him very well. So just if you do want to check that out, look in my channel somewhere. It will be there. But yes, you can see just potentially how nuts he can be when properly timed and everything like that. And oh boy, this banner, I'm gonna say it, this is very good bait. This is very good bait. Alright, because well, first of all, we have summer units that people are excited for. Then they're dropping then they're dropping the Meta Breaker herself, then the best fire dragon. Sai is planning something. Sai is planning something. Alright, so more than likely what will happen is they're going to do something to the reruns. They're going to do something to the reruns. They're planning something. So bear that in mind, but verdict on should you summon on this banner. If you care for these summer units, go ahead. If you do not own Gala Clio, more than enough reason. If you do not own Mars, more than enough reason. Me personally, I don't care about these summer units because they're going into the non-limited pool, so therefore I can summon for them whenever, really. Then also, I will have to wait for the DPS sim to see whether or not they are truly meta breaking. If they are meta breaking, I might, but I might not at the same time. I'm very iffy on those two, and because I own Gala Clio and Gala Mars, I do not have to worry about those two in the slightest. But also, just if you are saving for second anniversary, more than welcome to. But also, just if you're just getting into this game, this will be an amazing banner to reroll on because of Gala Clio and Gala Mars. That's my final verdict. Feel free to dissect it however you will. Just if you have any other questions, feel free to comment them. I will answer them. I'll be working and here pretty much at my computer. So yes. And other than that, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys are excited, and hopefully they don't drop another Gala this month. Because if so, then oh boy, this is going to get interesting. So that's it. Have yourselves a great day. Enjoy your summer. Be like Patia. Have a smile on your face. See ya.